The internet first came online, the medium was uppercase only text, and then it got a little hotter and they introduced upper and lowercase, and then it got a little hotter and they added a red and black ribbon. And so going back 30 some years, the medium of the internet has been getting hotter and hotter and more multimedia gradually. So it is absolutely no difficulty in saying that that video is the next step. The trouble with video, of course, is it requires all new pipes and all new protocols and all new applications over time, so the video internet is taking decades to arrive. And we're now in the middle of it. As the economics of bandwidth have slowly improved, the demand for a hotter and hotter, richer and richer medium has always surpassed what we could deliver. So there's no breakthrough in predicting that video is next. I kind of enjoy the fact that VoIP, which is voice over IP, has been hot for 10 years. And the nice thing about that is it begins with V. So all the preparations that have been made, increasing bandwidth and for VoIP, is vaguely preparatory toward the arrival of the video over IP. And so now we talk about IPTV, and so there's no breakthrough there. It's just a decades-long trend toward more and more bandwidth, and therefore more and hotter media.
So what is the value of the internet becoming more multimedia, if you will, or more video-centric?
Well, there's several. One is what the world needs is more communication and less transportation. So I'm seeing, as the medium gets hotter, and that is the experience becomes more complete, we have less and less reason to travel unnecessarily. So massive substitutions of communication for transportation, which could help the energy crisis, for example. But a whole other implication relates to Chris Anderson's notion of the long tail. We have been getting videos, and I'm old enough to remember when television was novel in the, I guess it was 47 was the year, or 46. But for a long time, video was very scarce because bandwidth was scarce and we didn't have the long tail phenomenon. But now, thanks to the internet, we now have a long tail of videos that are interesting to one person or two people or 5 people or 10. You don't need an audience of 50 million to justify a video. So I think the long tail phenomenon, much more choice, much more access to information. In the early days of the PC, people used to say the personal computer will never be used by professionals, it'll only be used by secretaries. And the reason is that professionals will never sit in front of a keyboard and type. Well, we all know that that's nonsense, because now all professionals sit in front of keyboards all day long typing. A similar truism that's about to be reversed is the notion that in order to really be effective in selling, for example, you need to press the flesh, you need to be in person. And so a teleconference or a video teleconference will never really replace face-to-face communication. That truism is about to be reversed because the quality of video interaction is getting better and better and better and better and better, and there'll be some moment, it hasn't occurred yet, where people will forget that nonsense about being there in person is absolutely necessary, and it will become not necessary, and people will then begin to use, thanks to video, will begin to use the internet as a substitute for transportation, which will be a huge benefit to all of mankind.